Live from James M. Stewart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University, it is Hofstra Pride Women's Lacrosse. And this morning it is the season opener for the Pride as they welcome in Long Island rival LIU. Hello again, everybody. Kevin Dexter here, Dan Savarino alongside. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday morning. An early, cold Saturday morning start here at Stewart Stadium as the Pride open up their 2023 campaign, looking to build off of what was a pretty good year last year, 9-8, 3-3 in the CAA, falling in the CAA semifinals to Drexel. Couple new faces, some returners for Shannon Smith here in her 11th season, Dan, at the helm of the Pride as they look to kick things off on a good note this morning.
Man, it is remarkable to think this is year number 11 for Shannon Smith, but obviously such high expectations going into another season. You know, you're bringing back your second leading scorer in Taylor Manella. You're adding her younger sister, Nikki Manella. You still have an absolute stud in between the pipes in Jess Smith, who has been so good for this team for so long. So, I mean, anytime you have Jess Smith in between the pipes, you know you have a chance to win any lacrosse game, and that is what's going to be so big, obviously, for this group in this year.
So the Pride will start Jess Smith in goal for yet another season. As you just mentioned there, Dan played all but 5 minutes and 18 seconds of last season, started all 17 games, was 9-8, a preseason CAA honorable mention. A couple of players for the Pride on that team named before the season, Jackie Gaddy and Kerry Walzer. Also honorable mention, and Taylor Manella, who you just talked about, Dan, preseason All-CAA after a second-team honor last year, the second leading scorer a year ago for the Pride with 38 goals and 54 points. LIU in their fourth year in Division I. Last year they were 6-12, 5-3 in the NEC, losing to the top seed Bryant in the NEC tournament. They graduated their two top goal scorers, also their starting goalie in Haley Duchnowski. So a new starter in net this season for LIU. It is the junior Lily Bolello out of West Islip, played in 4 games a year ago, and she gets the start here this morning against the Pride. Last year, these two teams met also in the season opener at LIU. It was an 8-5 win for Hofstra. Jess Smith made 11 saves in that win. Taylor Manella had 3 goals. Katie Kelly had a pair. And both in the starting lineup here this morning for the Pride. So just about set for the opening draw. Megan Flannery inside the center circle for the Pride. As possession will be awarded to Hofstra here, and we are underway. Thanks for joining us again here on this Saturday morning. The Pride with an early turnover, and LIU will have it. As far as the scoring threats for this Sharks squad, again, they graduated their top 2 goal scorers from a year ago, but do have a couple of attackers returning. Francesca Vasile-Kozo, their team leader in scoring in points a year ago, 30 assists, 6 goals for her. Whereas number 17, one of the top threats on the offensive end. Here the Sharks working it around. Pretty young team for 16th year head coach Megan McNamara. Fired up about the start of this season. Love the competitiveness in the preseason, she said. And looking to get her team off on a high note here at Hofstra this morning. Long possession here for LIU. Approaching 30 here on the shot clock. There's Vasile-Kozo with it behind the cage. And get it out in front. Shot up top, and LIU on the board first. It's Jen Gaffney. And a little shy of a minute and a half in, the Sharks strike first.
That's what's obviously so important about that possession. Taking full advantage of what that was. Only 19 seconds left in the shot clock, and they used a good amount of it too. You know, you work that ball around, you get your defense tired, you wait for the right cutter at the right time, and then you bury a top shelf 1 for 1. Exactly what you like to see if you're the Sharks.
The assist to Ava Taylor for Gaffney. Scored 15 goals a year ago. Junior from Massapequa Park. And she has the Sharks on the board first. So LIU strikes on their first possession. The Pride had it for maybe a couple seconds there, but turned it over immediately, and LIU taking advantage. A delay here on the draw. As far as this Pride team's offense goes, we've talked about their returners. They are losing their leading scorer, Katie Whalen, to graduation, 56 points a year ago. Second team All-CAA performer. Also Ariana Esposito, who was fourth on the Pride in scoring a year ago, and a big loss on the defensive side. Shannon Boyle, arguably the best player on this Pride team a year ago. CAA first-team defender, inside lacrosse, honorable mention All-American last year. So she has some big shoes to fill on the defensive side here for the Pride. I do have a couple of returning starters on the defensive end, including CAA All-Rookie team member Bryn Hepting. Now, LIU going to work here on their second possession of the morning. Have it back behind the cage. Comes out here for Gaffney, the goal scorer. And now to Ava Taylor. Taylor working inside. Gets knocked down. Possession over to the Pride. We'll see what Hofstra can do here on the offensive end for the first time today. Kate Fiola controls, and now it is Katie Kelly with it on the near side. Kelly off for Taylor Manella. Her shot up high over the bar. We'll see if there's any early chemistry here between Taylor Manella and her sister Nikki, the freshman. Both in the starting lineup today. And it will be Taylor Manella who gets an early free position here for the Pride, just shy of 3 minutes in. Manella had it deflected, and the loose ball picked up by LIU. So the Pride with a turnover, and then a failed free position. And it has been all Sharks here through the first portion of this game. They'll get set again here in the offensive end with Taylor. And worked all the way around on the near side for Vasile Kozo. Francesca Vasile Kozo has it knocked away. Good defensive play by the Pride. Trinity Reed causing the turnover. And here come the Pride the other way in transition. Reed, one of those returning starters on the defense for Hofstra. So the Pride turn it right back over in the midfield. They're up and on it, and we get a whistle, and it will be Sharks' possession. Now LIU, an errant pass right on it there for the Pride is Megan Flannery. And she will bring it across midfield. Up ahead for Manella. And now the Pride will set, looking for their first goal of the morning. Nikki Manella back behind the cage here for Katie Kelly. And the Pride work it up top for Flannery. Flannery. Off to Manella. 40 here on the shot clock. Back to Flannery. Left side Walzer. Pride with a little motion here. Now Jackie Gaddy. Looking inside, we get a whistle. And Gaddy going to get a free position shot. 9:29 on the clock here, first quarter. LIU a 1-0 lead. Jackie Gaddy started all 17 games a year ago. One of the team captains shoots up top and scores. She has the first goal of the season for the Pride.
Boy, Hofstra needed that one. Obviously, when you're down 1-0 in a possession, you need to be able to get it right back there. But that was a good lengthy possession, right? You get the turnover, you get it the other way, you get that motion offense going, get your dodges, and then hit that cutter one more time. And it's exactly what you just saw. And that's why you're all tied up at 1 apiece.
So Jackie Gaddy, preseason All-CAA honorable mention, striking first on the free position. And about 5.5 minutes in, we are tied at 1.
Well, the draw last year, Kevin, that is obviously one area that you need to continue to improve with. Winning those draw controls is so important, and so far LIU has been right there.
LIU controlling this one. And here they come into the offensive end. Good move out in front. Bounce shot, and Smith the save. Good try there right off the draw for LIU. That was Olivia Fantagrossi who had it. And the bounce shot, Smith was ready for it. Pride convert on the clear. And they'll settle it back behind the cage. Fiola knocked over, and that'll bring a whistle. No surprise there. Aggressive move from Kate Fiola, and she will have a free position shot and a chance to give the Pride their first lead.
Yeah, Massapequa's own Kate Fiola. I mean, she is a tough-nosed player, 7 goals last year, and here gets a good opportunity on the free position.
One of the captains for the Pride here in 2023. Fiola will back it off, and the Pride will set something up. Jackie Gaddy. Now Kelly, her pass could not connect to Walzer. Chasing it down to keep it in play there was Gaddy. Now Flannery out in front. Good pass. Knocked over was Walzer. And that will bring a whistle.
Boy, I love Carrie Walzer's game. Watching her obviously grow over a number of years now here for this group. But what she is able to do is just get in tight. I mean, she's got that height advantage. You know you always have to be aware of her inside of the 8-meter. Still 26 on the shot clock.
And Walzer here on the free position. Her shot sails high. And winning the race for it was Taylor Manella. But the Pride are winding down, time winding down here on the shot clock, Dan. Down to 15. Manella behind the cage. Kelly for Walzer. Down to 5 to shoot here. Walzer shut off. Down to 3. We get a whistle. And the Pride want to get a free position shot here. It'll be Nikki Manella right at the end of this possession. The freshman looking for her first career goal. Shoots up top over the bar. And that will give possession to the Sharks.
So while it was a lengthy possession, you had yourself a couple of free positions. You didn't get anything on net. Oh, and here we go. Oh, never mind. They ended up calling a foul there. I thought that was a nice little ride coming through. It looked clean to me from here. But still, that's exactly what you wanted. You wanted to take full advantage of that, get those free position opportunities. But LIU, you really, it's that bend don't break in that situation, and now they can get their offense back out, which is something that has been really rocking so far.
Midpoint here of the opening quarter at Schuert Stadium. 1 goal apiece. LIU, the tally for Jen Gaffney. For the Pride, the tally for Jackie Gaddy. And we are even at 1.
And the way this LIU Sharks offense runs so far is a lot of wide play, get the passing around the perimeter, and then you hit that cutter after a good 15, 20 seconds.
Testing out the Pride's defense, working through the middle. Shot looked like it might have went off the post there. It was Julia Traynor who brought it inside. Not sure if Smith got a piece of that one or it hit the post, but it stays out. And it stays a tie game.
I mean, you got to keep your eye out there for Traynor. I mean, that was a good, hard face dodge, coming right across the middle, finding the open gap, and giving herself a chance to shoot.
It was Hannah Canali. Some of these LIU numbers are a little tough to read. Got 10 and 18 confused there. It was 18, Hannah Canali. As the Pride get it out in front, going down hard was Katie Kelly. And our first penalties of the game here. Taking a seat for LIU will be Ava Burns. And the Pride will go up by a player here for 2 minutes.
So the yellow card, and you have this free position here, but I think Katie Kelly's going to end up probably pulling this one out, if I had to guess, even though she has a good look at the goal right now. And you have that player up here taking full advantage. The 2 minutes, you still have a full 90 seconds on the shot clock. So a lot you can work with.
Yeah, Dan, you are right. The Pride will pull things out here after that yellow card to Ava Burns.
See, Kevin, if I just say if she pulls it out or if she shoots it, either way, I'm right. It is true.
Well, here the Pride will set things up with the advantage. Looking to take the lead. Pass out in front, deflected from Kelly. And good, strong defense there. A deflection from Catherine Robles on the LIU D, forcing the turnover.
You gotta like the Sharks defense. I mean, they've been swarming the defender, but they've been getting good chances to be able to force these turnovers. And now, even player down, you're getting out here on a potential clear. Not yet. Yep, and there it is. The potential clear that is successful. So now you can kill off a lot of this time of that player down.
Leah Nonnenman takes it back behind the cage. And LIU, if they just milk this shot clock all the way down, can pretty much have that yellow card expire and get back to even strength.
Tell you what, though, Kevin, I'm not a big fan of early February lacrosse because it can be freezing, but it is a beautiful day to start the season. It feels like an early spring day. Great way to start here on the island for these two groups.
Yeah, a little on the chilly side, but the sun is out.
But I'm inside. I don't care.
Pass out in front was deflected. Pride are on it, though it gets knocked free. We get a whistle, and it will go back to Hofstra here. About 12 seconds left with a player up, so probably not going to get it across midfield in time to take advantage of that, but the Pride can get it back with a clear here on the offensive end.
Real nice player down defense here by the Sharks. You get that first turnover, you get the successful clear, and then you use up all that time. I mean, it's so easy to want to just go, but they use that full possession. They possess the ball very well from what we've seen here in this first quarter.
Yeah, LIU has certainly had the edge in time of possession. Forced a couple of turnovers. Kate Fiola for Kelly. Now the Pride get it to Manella. She fakes the shot. Now Walzer has some space. Kerry Walzer inside, shot it wide. But a whistle on the play, and Walzer will get another free position.
She gets that stick up high. Actually, no free position here. They're going to give her the foul.
Was on Walzer for getting that stick up high. And here come LIU in transition. Work it to the left side. And they'll have to settle it down. Good scrambling defense there by the Pride to recover in that transition opportunity, Dan.
Yeah, but this is what the Sharks have been doing the majority of this first quarter. But still, it's 1-1. I mean, that's what's so crazy about this. It doesn't feel like 1-1 right now, but it is. You know, that's where Jess Smith has come up with a big save. And even though it's been really on this end of the field for the majority of this first quarter, they've had some good looks, but Smith and the defense have been holding on pretty strong.
Alexa Nuzzi with it here for LIU, off to Luna Katz, transfer from Stony Brook. Shot up top, sails wide, and the Sharks will keep it 20 on the shot clock.
Boy, Trainer has a really nice shot. Doesn't mind unleashing it from the 8-meter.
Katz working to her left. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Working right, they get it inside. Katz couldn't handle the pass. Pride are on it. Good strong defense there by Jackie Gaddy. And the Pride will take over as the shot clock expires.
And Gaddy, a captain, preseason all-conference player, and multi-year starter for this group, was an absolute stud during her high school days for Massapequa, staying right here on the island. And she's going to play a really important two-way game for this team this season. You know, that's what you need from her, because you know what she can do on the offensive end, but when you have those good two-way midfielders that you know you can play on each side, that just makes you feel pretty good if you're Shannon Smith.
Yeah, Gaddy has the Pride goals so far. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Still a 1-1 game. Manella for Walzer. Near side. They work it inside to Katie Kelly. Lost the handle. And Kerry Walzer back on it. Under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. It is Walzer inside the arc. Has it knocked away again.
Pride have had trouble getting inside the 8-meter. Once they get those dodges inside, you have Sharks swarming.
Manella, the bouncer, saved by Bolello. First good chance there for Taylor Manella of the game, and Bolello was ready for it, down to 3, 2, and 1. That'll do it for the quarter. And an evenly played first quarter here at Schuert Stadium. Hofstra and LIU even at a goal apiece. We'll step aside, be back with the second right after this. Just about set for the start of the second quarter here at Schuert Stadium. Hofstra and LIU tied at 1 here in the season opener. Kevin Dexter, Dan Savarino with you. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday morning. The first of a lacrosse doubleheader, February lacrosse doubleheader here at Schuert Stadium. The men will follow for the Pride. And nothing like getting your season started, Dan. Nice early Saturday morning, a little bit cool outside in February. It'll wake you up, get you ready for what is a long season ahead here for both Hofstra and LIU.
Yeah, no question about it. And even when you look at the stats on the screen right now as we start the second quarter, I mean, that is absolutely even on both ends. it's pretty wild. Well, actually, some of those numbers aren't showing there. But if you're looking at the numbers, at least that I have here, it's their shots are exactly even. I mean, ground balls are even. Draw control is only one in favor for LIU, but every number is essentially even in this contest, including the score.
So we switch sides here in the second quarter. Tied at a goal apiece. Down to the center circle we go for the opening draw of the second. Each goalie has made one save so far. Jess Smith for the Pride, Lily Bolello for LIU. And the draw chased down and controlled by Julia Traynor of the Sharks. LIU has been better in that category. They've controlled 3 of the draws so far, though the Pride caused an immediate turnover and they have it back. Carrie Walser hounded from behind. She turns it right back over. Good work there from LIU. Vasile Kozo will work it up here into the offensive end.
Well, if you know anything about this LIU program over a number of years, of course, years back, as the LIU Post Pioneers or the CW Post Pioneers, and they were one of the most successful Division II programs in the entire nation. Absolutely incredible what they were able to do on the island and throughout the country. And then when they transferred over and merged as one LIU Brooklyn and LIU Post, the Sharks women's lacrosse team, obviously, when you're going to Division I, things are going to change a little bit, But this is a group that historically, if you look at it, has been very, very good. So it is really no surprise that this team is going to continue to excel over the next number of years.
And here they turn it over. Again, last year they were 6-12, but did qualify for the NEC tournament where they lost to the top seed Bryant. Again, this is their 4th year in Division I, as Jackie Gaddy into the offensive end here for the Pride, though Kelly could not handle the pass and will roll out of bounds. Another Pride turnover.
A little sloppy here for the Pride, especially in the transition game. And that's something that definitely frustrates Shannon Smith.
Pride get it back. Well, it has been a bit of a sloppy start here to the second quarter. Again, tied at a goal apiece. Hofstra's goal from Jackie Gaddy and LIU's goal from Jen Gaffney. Taylor Manella. Now swung around for Walser. And Kelly. Back behind the cage. It's Manella. Curls around. And now Nikki Manella. Rachel Graff couldn't handle the pass. And LIU up with it, tiptoeing along the sideline, knocked out of bounds. And Graff able to force it free there from Gina Toscano to get possession back for the Pride.
2 straight unforced turnovers, but then getting right on the ride immediately and gaining that possession back. That is big from Hofstra. Obviously, you want to clean up those unforced turnovers. It is early in the year, but you love to see the intensity on the ride.
Manella for Walser. Now Kelly winds up, fires up top, and scores. Katie Kelly has her first of the season, and the Pride have their first lead of the season. It is 2-1.
That was essentially a step-down shot right there. That was an absolute beauty from the left wing. Had plenty of room, decided to go right over the shoulder. First of the season, beautifully done by Katie Kelly.
Katie Kelly had 7 goals a year ago, stepping into a bigger role here in her senior year and starting off well this morning with a goal. Carrie Walser picks up the assist for her first point of the season. And just over 3 minutes into the second quarter, the Pride have their first lead at 2-1. LIU has controlled 3 of the 4 draws so far. They've been better here in this area to get possession. This one back, and the Pride able to get on it. Kate Fiola in the right place, scoops it up and races forward. So after taking the lead, the Pride looking for another. It's Manella behind the cage. Off for Graff. And now they get it to Walzer on the wing. Manella out in front. Graff scores. Good pass from Taylor Manella. Graff went up top. Put it down. And the Pride have back-to-back tallies to take a 2-goal lead.
That is where Taylor Manella is dangerous, because you know that she is so good at being able to find the back of the net, but here she ends up finding the open player in the cutter. Graff right there, quick little shot. 2 quick goals here by Hofstra after a long lull on the offensive end, but now things are starting to click there, and it's exactly what you love to see. This has been a good second quarter to start for Hofstra, and that's why they've been able to answer with 2.
The 2 goals, 37 seconds apart. And the Pride have a 2-goal lead. Rachel Graff, the graduate transfer from Columbia, picking up her first tally. And you saw the size advantage there, Dan. She is the tallest player on the Pride roster, 6 feet tall, and using that reach to get up, take that high pass from Manella, and put it down for her first goal of the year.
It makes such a huge difference, especially when you have those taller players, but strong athletes as well who are able to pull that in. But that's exactly what you want to see from her, right? You know that she is a tall midi that's going to end up working in there, finding her way. Now here on the draw, this is where Hofstra has improved in the second quarter.
Go right back on the offensive end, back behind the cage for Manella. Taylor Manella. Now Walzer for Katie Kelly. Kelly now back behind the cage. Manella. It's bumped from behind. This is Nikki Manella. Again, the freshman, the sister of Taylor Manella. They are teammates here for the Pride for the first time. Manella out in front, wide open, and sailing it up top was Megan Flannery. She had a good lane there, and Flannery just too much on it. Now back to Manella. Taylor Manella looking down low. She scores. First of the season for Taylor Manella, and the Pride have scored 3 straight.
Boy, that was pretty. Taylor Manella working right from GLE, puts that little stutter step move on, which she's so good at doing, being able to get her defenders on their feet. And a timeout's called here by LIU, but Manella extending the lead to 4, and the Pride are rolling.
And the Pride have scored 3 straight in a quick span here. And they have taken a 3-goal lead. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here. Hofstra with a 4-1 lead.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm here to talk about Island Federal Credit Union.
And I'm Bob from National Big Bank.
Island Federal has been providing personal banking services for over 65 years and donated over $1 million to Long Island-based charities.
Nobody loves Long Island more than National Big Bank. We're fully committed to Patch House, Hop House, Wantung, Ronco, Renair. Okay, no, wait, that's not real. You're messing with me now.
Island Federal. You can bank on the power of if.
A university-based camp provides campers with a world of opportunity. At Hofstra Summer Camps, campers in kindergarten through high school can explore their passions, find their creative side, or learn from Division I coaches in over 50 different camps, taught by New York State teachers or professionals. Campers will make friends and memories to last a lifetime while enjoying a summer that is completely unique to them. Your child's amazing summer experience starts at Hofstra Summer Camps.
Three goals for the Pride in less than 2 minutes. A minute and 55 seconds to be exact, and they have turned a 1-1 tie into a 4-1 lead, approaching the middle of the second quarter. Well, after struggling on the draws early on, Dan, the Pride have won the last couple, and they've gotten possession. They've taken advantage of that possession, and we'll see if Megan Flannery can help in that category again here, as it's towards the LIU offensive end. They win the race towards it. Now, a foul is called immediately, and the Pride will take over.
That's the difference, Kevin. That first quarter, even though the draws were 2-1, I mean, that was 3 consecutive possessions given to LIU. And when the Sharks have been able to have the ball, they've been able to work it. Long, lengthy possessions, getting good shots there. But you always, of course, need your netminder to make a stop. And that's what Jess Smith did in that first.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it stayed at 1-1. Now that the Pride offense is starting to work a little bit better and you're seeing less turnovers, you're getting strong on the ride, the offense is clicking, moving the ball well, now you're starting to see the Hofstra offense that you expect to see any given time here at the Dutch Dome.
Pride 10 shots, 5 of them on goal, and they have this 4-1 lead. Worked out in front. And backing it out is Lauren Coletti for Manila. Flannery. Now Nikki Manella. And back to Katie Kelly. And we get a foul. And Kelly going to get a free position shot here. She's going to have some good real estate. A lot of open space right near the top of that arc.
We haven't seen them attempt one on goal yet.
Kelly passes left side, up top, and another. It's Lauren Coletti, and the Pride have scored 4 straight.
Well, of course, when you get that foul and have to take that free position, you're going to end up having some open room for one of those players. And you had Coletti setting up right on the left side where you knew it was going to be a nice little easy dump pass in, which could have went straight home. That's exactly what it was. The pass just had to be on the money. That's what it was. The pass had to be right on, and you saw that from Kelly right to Coletti. Kelly to Coletti, 5-1.
Coletti scored 11 goals a year ago, the senior from Nesconset. Chipping in with her first of the year, Katie Kelly has a 2-point morning. Now a goal and an assist. And it was 1-1 after one. The Pride have scored 4 in the first half of this second quarter.
You want Jess Smith to be bored. That's your goal. You really do. You want her to be bored in between the pipes and maybe getting a little cold over there as she's doing a little dance herself. At least she's got the sun on her. But that's what you want, and that's what they've done here in the second quarter. You know, they've really been able to keep the ball away from the defensive end, and it has essentially been on the right side of your screen for the majority of this second quarter.
Back towards the Hofstra defensive end. And the Pride are on it. Controlled by Bryn Hepting. And the Pride have possession right back. To my count, Dan, they've won the last, or controlled the last 4 draws. And it's a big reason why they've been able to build on this lead.
And it's a good thing you're pretty good at math, Kevin, because that is correct.
Kerry Walzer. Now Manella. Taylor Manella out in front, spinning, shot it wide. Manella caught that, turned in one motion and fired it. Just could not put it on the cage.
Yeah, I mean, that pass was a little bit behind her, but the fact that she was still able to have an opportunity at it, that, and Manella's a little slow to get up. I mean, she kind of hit the turf hard on that chance and stretching out that arm. But that was a tough spot for her where she was going to have to go to her left hand no matter what.
Pride get it for Walzer. Works to the top of the arc. Now Nikki Manella. Defender goes down. Coletti's on it, out in front. Ball high up in the air. And now a foul is called. It'll be on LIU. Pride will keep possession. So another free position chance for Katie Kelly. Again, from some good real estate. Kelly fires up top and over the bar.
I like a little sidearm, grip it and rip it. They've gone up high on a few of these goals, and they've worked.
Nikki Manella gets bumped. And for Flannery now, up top again off for Kelly, who's kind of been the focal point of the Pride offense here. Kerry Walzer. Right side, Nikki Manella. Down to 12 on the shot clock. As Manella kept getting bumped. Pride will keep it now. Taylor Manella, spin move, down low, shot it wide. Pride back on it. They reset the shot clock as a shot from out in front goes wide, and now LIU will take over.
Yeah, Hofstra on those whistles, those little fouls, right? You were able to still move it quickly, and they took full advantage of it, too. I mean, it was boom, foul, pass it off. Boom, foul, pass it off, and trying to keep LIU on their back heels.
And Pride have dominated this second quarter. 4 straight goals in front now, 5-1 here past the midpoint of the second. Jen Gaffney has it here. She's the lone goal scorer for LIU. Had the first goal of the game, in fact. It's actually been 5 straight for the Pride, but 4 in a row here in the second quarter. Luna Katz on the far side. Gets some space. Katz drives inside. The bouncer goes wide. I think Jess Smith might have gotten a piece of that one. It's a good move from Katz, splitting the D, but Jess Smith was ready for it.
It's also such a tricky shot, especially when you're down low. If you place it right, you're definitely going in, but Jess Smith, I think, was able to get a piece with that left shoulder before it went wide.
And Smith does get credit for the save. So 2 saves for her, just 1 goal allowed. And that's just the 3rd shot on goal for LIU. Pride have 13 shots, 6 of them on goal. Kelly for Walzer out in front by herself. She scores. Kerry Walzer joining the scoring party here in the second quarter.
Walzer netted 22 last year. Was really, really strong, especially towards the end of the season as she got more comfortable with her game. But now here in her junior year, the Bayshore native who was so good in high school, as so many of them were, especially here on the island, of course, the hotbed for lacrosse. But that's just such an absolute beauty coming right in. And you look at the other way, right? Save, turn it into an offensive opportunity. That's why the second quarter has been all Hofstra.
A dominant quarter for the Pride. Katie Kelly has her 3rd point of the game. Setting up Walzer, who suddenly found herself all alone out in front. And Kerry Walzer has her first goal, 2nd point of the game and the season. And the Pride lead it 6-1. That's Bryn Hepting in the center. No, check that. Courtney Carollo for the Pride as Walzer back to control the draw. So it was Megan Flannery who started on the draws in the center for the first 7 of them of the game. And that time it was Carollo, Syracuse transfer.
Walzer here getting a 2-minute yellow, and she knew it right away. She kind of bodied up. And Walzer getting that 2-minute yellow. She knew right away she was able to body up. So this is what LIU needs. I mean, the Sharks need to score here. You need to have a good possession to cut into this run.
Yeah, so Kerry Walzer called for the 2-minute yellow card. And here we'll see if LIU can get their offense going up a player. Under 5 minutes to play, second quarter. Working around the arc, Katz. Katz fakes the shot and fires and scores. Luna Katz breaking the Hofstra run.
Boy, did LIU need that one. And it looked just like their offense that we saw so early on in the game that was effective. Wide play, long passes, wait for the cutters. You get a couple of cutters right across the 8-meter, and then Katz, who was dead center in the middle there because Hofstra was moving out with their cutters. Plenty of room as she was able to shoot it right past two. Of course, not a dangerous shot in that situation because of where she was able to put it. And beats Jess Smith right on the side. Back to 4, and it stops that 6-goal run.
Yeah, Katz with a good shot there. Straight away, had the space with LIU up a player and just ripped it home past Jess Smith. Olivia Fantagrossi picks up an assist. And after the Pride had scored 6 in a row, LIU finally back on the board. It is Carollo again for the Pride here. She's able to control it back. Could not scoop it up herself, and that'll be a foul call immediately on Mary Kate Person, who pushed Carollo in the back. And the Pride will have it. So right back to work here on the offensive end for Hofstra. Scored 5 goals here in the quarter. Graf for Manella. Now Kelly. Katie Kelly has it back. Right side, Nikki Manella out in front. The bouncer goes wide from Fiola. And LIU winning the race to the end line. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Pride in front by 4. LIU looking for their second straight goal.
I mean, it's pretty obvious how big a goal would be here for LIU, but I think you really need one here towards the end of the second. You bring it back to 4. You know you can get yourself on a run eventually, but you want to be feeling good going into the locker room.
Katz scored the last one for LIU. She has it here. Now near side for Canali. Pass out in front. Could not handle it there, could Jen Gaffney, but LIU still on it. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Canali working out in front. The bouncer, Jess Smith, did it leak through her? And Smith able to keep it out.
Wow, that was right on the line. Right underneath the body of Smith, because she got a really good look right in there, got a step on her defender, able to cut inside, went low, tries to go right between the legs of Smith. And I don't know how Jess Smith was able to keep that one out, but that is a huge save for the Pride.
And Smith, again, got a piece of that one and looked behind her immediately and able to dive on it, keep it out of the cage, and keep this a 4-goal game. Nikki Manella. Now for Graff. Now off to Taylor Manella. Back behind the cage for Kelly. Minute 15 to play in the half. Walzer for Kelly. Now Graff worked out in front. Quick shot over the bar from Coletti. Rolls out of bounds. There was a push on the play. And Pride are going to keep possession.
And Shannon Smith's going to call her first time out here of the first half. So obviously, it's just 23 seconds on the possession clock, and you have 56 2/10 left on the second quarter clock. You want to draw up something nice here to be able to give yourself a chance to, get another goal before going into halftime. I mean, as great as this second quarter has been for Hofstra in terms of possessions and everything they've been able to do on the offensive end, this is one of those spots where you really want to be able to make sure, first of all, you're not allowing a transition goal the other way. But what you really want to do is being able to give yourself a good, lengthy possession here. Use that 23. If I had to guess, they would probably start making some good cuts right around maybe the 8 to 10 second mark.
Yep.
So that way you would still have enough time if it was a missed shot and potentially hitting the goal.
So Pride talking things over here. One more chance here to pad the lead. They've scored 5 goals here in the second quarter. And the Pride have 6 goals from 6 different players here in the first half. 3 players have multi-point games. Manella and Walzer each with a goal and an assist, and Katie Kelly has a goal and 2 helpers. They've outshot LIU 15-6. And we'll see what Shannon Smith has drawn up here.
Kevin, it's so crazy because it feels just like yesterday when Shannon Smith graduated college, she won a national championship, and then became the head coach of Hofstra University after her days with the Wildcats. But obviously, a number of years removed from that now. But what she's been able to do to, in a sport that is continuing to grow all around the country, still be able to bring in some top recruits, and especially so many of them here from the island.
We'll see what the Pride have drawn up here. 23 on the shot clock. It's Manella controlling on the near side. Taylor Manella. Pass a little off the mark for Flannery. Now they get it to Walzer. Back behind the cage, Kelly out in front for Graff. And a well-designed play by the Pride. Kelly sets up Rachel Graff for her second of the game, and the Pride strike again before halftime.
And Kev, do you see the number there on the possession clock? It was 8 seconds. Look at that. Exactly 8 seconds, but no, I'm just messing around. That was an absolute beauty. You knew you were going to get something going right around that 12-second mark, so you at least had some time left. But Graff has been pretty good so far in this game, being able to get right in front of that crease, takes a nice pass, buries it, uses that big height advantage that she has over so many of her defenders, and the Pride lead is back to 5.
Fourth point of the game for Katie Kelly. She's now got a goal and 3 assists. Graff with her second goal. And the Pride are rolling here in the first half, back to a 5-goal lead with 41.6 on the clock. Bit of a delay here to set the draw. High up in the air. Race for it. And LIU is going to get possession. Mary Kate Person surrounded by members of the Pride. And we'll get it off here for the Sharks, down to 20 seconds. Can they get one final shot off here? Canali down to 10. Working to her right. Trying to get free, dishes off. The shot and another goal. It's Luna Katz with her second of the game with 3.5 on the clock.
Boy, Luna Katz has some shot. That was an absolute cannon. She goes low to low, gets that ball back, and that's not easy to do. Gets that ball back, putting her whole body into it. Goes right past the left leg of Jess Smith. And it's back to a 4-goal game. So when you look at it with 3.5 seconds to go, you know that's probably going to end up being your halftime. That's what you like to see if you're LIU, getting yourself right back, even though that kind of wipes out that big goal that you felt from Hofstra with just 20 seconds left. Not a possession you want to see on a defensive end for Coach Smith.
Well, Cats with both LIU goals here in the second quarter. And both on good shots from distance, Dan. You said it. She has got a real good shot and has shown that off here in the first half. Beating Jess Smith twice now. So with just 3.5 on the clock. No time left at this point for anything dangerous offensively. One forward by the Pride. Walser controls, but that'll do it. And the Pride will take a 4-goal lead into halftime. 7-3, Pride on top after one. Rachel Graff with a couple of goals for the Pride. Katie Kelly, a 4-point first half. And the Pride again with a 4-point lead. We will step aside, be back for the second half just after this. Just about set for the start of the second half here at Schubert Stadium. It is the Pride with a 7-3 lead over LIU as we begin the third quarter. Kevin Dexter, Dan Savarino with you. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday morning, now turned afternoon. Here, a pretty chilly winter morning to start off the lacrosse season here at the start of February. The Pride with 6 goals in the second quarter to take this 7-3 lead. A couple of goals from Rachel Graff, including one right before halftime to give the Pride this 7-3 edge. Katie Kelly had herself a big first half, a goal and 3 assists, and it is the Pride who will have the opening possession of the third quarter.
These early games in the season, especially when, unless you have a team that returns so much from a year prior, and Hofstra has some obviously key pieces. You know, with Manila, you have to be aware of. You know the scouting report with Jess Smith, of course, in between the pipes. But if you're the opposition, there's some other players that maybe you're not expecting to see as much in game one or play such a big role in game one. And Kelly is one of those. who has been absolutely awesome in this contest.
Lauren Coletti got pushed from behind. Coletti has a goal in this game for the Pride. And she will get an early free position here. 38 seconds into the half. And Coletti will pull it back out and reset here for Hofstra. 6 different goal scorers for the Pride on these 7 goals. Manella behind the cage. Now Walzer for Kelly. Graff looking inside, out of the stick of Nikki Manella. On it is Flannery. Under 20 on the shot clock. Nikki Manella. Walzer. Down to 10. Kerry Walzer looking for a lane. Got knocked over. No foul on the play. And it will go to LIU.
I think what happened with Walter there, I think she actually slipped more than being knocked down. She kind of tried to throw on the brakes, and when she went there, she slipped backwards. Already had the 2 bodies around her as she was trying to maybe draw a foul. Oh, look, here's Hofstra on the ride again. They've been good.
The Pride forcing a turnover. They're up with it. It is Katie Kelly. And she gets knocked over. And will keep possession with Hofstra. Another forced turnover there on the ride, Dan.
Yeah, Manella and Kelly have been really good in this area of the field. Even with 2 back, kind of reminds you of the older days of the attackers that we've seen. Like Britton Altamari was really good at doing that. Alyssa Perello was excellent at doing that. And you love seeing that because it gives you an extra possession.
Graff looking for Manella. Pride work it around. Kelly whips one up top and scores again. 5th point of the game for Katie Kelly, and the Pride are on the board first here in the 3rd quarter.
Kelly last year had just 10 points in 15 games. Already 5 today, halfway there in game number 1, and we're just about halfway through this game, only 2.5 minutes in. But we have seen it all from Katie Kelly today on the ride, and that's what I think is the most impressive. Remember, this play only happens, this goal only happens because of her and Manella on the ride, getting the possession back, and then she's able to grip it and rip it. 5-goal lead once again.
Kelly has 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. Kerry Walzer picks up the assist on that one, her 3rd point of the day. And Katie Kelly, the senior out of Comac, with a breakout game here this afternoon.
She had a goal in 6 different games last year. This obviously is a career high in terms of points in her collegiate career. And was a real standout player during her days at Comac.
Well, Katie's dad, Marty, was a standout here for the Hofstra men's lacrosse team back in the 80s. And Katie, again, having a breakout game here today in the first game of 2023.
Obviously, when we were looking at all the players that obviously end up graduating this past year, I should say, you were losing that 40 goals from Kate Whalen. You were losing those 18 from Ariana Esposito. And Demek was also, really solid with her 15 goals. You knew she was always good for, a point a game, give or take. But that was one of those question marks. Who's going to end up taking that next jump? You knew Manella was going to be there, but Katie Kelly so far has been the one. Also, you love to see the family affair, Kevin.
LIU going to have possession here behind the cage. Their offenses mainly come from Luna Katz, who had both second quarter goals, wearing 37. Real good shot for Katz. She scored from distance on both of them. They work it inside. The shot down low and a goal. LIU with the response. It was Olivia Fantagrossi. And each team has scored one here early in the third.
Well, with the exception of that big 6-goal run by the Pride, LIU has been able to respond right back. And it's all about possession for them, because when they have the possession on the offensive end, they move the ball very well between their dodging, their passing ability, they're quick and being able to get to the goal. And that's what you saw in that last goal, which brings it back to 4. Obviously, when Hofstra took over this lead, it was because they were able to control the ball for a good amount of time and able to get it on the ride. But it's offense for LIU. It can be dangerous when they have it.
So Fantagrossi responds exactly a minute after Katie Kelly's goal. And back to a 4-goal game. Again, it was 1-1 after 1. The Pride scoring 6 in the second to take the big halftime lead 7-3. And now each team with one apiece to start the third. And the draw will go to the Pride. They have dominated in that category so far here today now, Dan. 10-5 after losing 3 of the first 4. It has been all Pride since that point.
And a big reason has been a lot of the fouls in between the 30s. I mean, it hasn't been clean draws that have been won. We haven't really seen that from Hofstra. It's been running over, aggressive play, and being able to take it off the foul. But either way, a win's a win.
Well, Pride will have it on the outside arc here. Nikki Minella. Working around for Fiola. And now Kelly. Finds Minella. Flannery. Nikki Minella looking for a lane. Gets bumped over. And another foul on LIU. So free position chance here. Nikki Minella looking for her first collegiate goal. 32 on the shot clock. She'll take the shot down low, and the save by Bolello.
Right-handed goalie had to just turn it towards her right, tried to go towards the foot. I think if she would have yanked that a little further over, I think she would have been able to get it past her.
So good chance for the Pride to extend the lead back to 5, but Minella stopped by Bolello, who makes her second save of the game. Now, LIU on the offensive end and a hit up high there. It was Alexandra Moss, the freshman, who got the stick up high, and she's going to be called for the yellow card, and LIU will go up by a player here for the second time in the game.
And they scored on the first one, Kevin, and that was a big goal that they were able to score. And this one obviously would be huge because you can take up a good amount of the possession here, bring it potentially back to 3 if you're able to get one past Smith. But as we alluded to before, LIU has been excellent when they've been able to really work the ball around through their dodging and their passing. And with the player up, just gives them that extra space to do so.
It was Katz who scored that player-up goal in the first half with a big shot from the outside. She's at the top of the arc here. They get it to Katz. Fakes the shot. Now back behind the cage. And work it near side. Katz has it back. Out in front, pass does not connect, and it's picked off. Good play there. Good read from Bryn Hepting. Hepting right in the passing lane. The Pride down a player. Trying to take some time off the clock. Fiola has it knocked away. There is still about 50 seconds left on that yellow card to Alexandra Moss.
Now you can essentially still hold this for the entirety and have about 15 seconds differential between the possession clock and then getting back all even. And the Sharks are trying to overload, I think, on that right side. That's what they were trying to do, overload everything and then find that open player maybe on the left. And when they were trying to skip that pass around to flip the field, that's when Bryn Hepting was there.
Down to 10 seconds remaining, 25 on the shot clock, so the Pride can get it back to even and still get a shot off on this possession. As the pass was nearly intercepted there. Pride will keep it. That yellow card has expired. We're back to even. 10 on the shot clock. They work it out in front, and a goal. It's Kate Fiola right as that yellow card expired, and the Pride's lead is back to 5.
Well, once they got all even, you knew they were going to have to go quickly because they only had 15 seconds to work with. Kate Fiola has been a real star player for a number of years, and for this team has continued to grow more and more in terms of her role. You know, a lot of these players were stars on their own team, club teams, travel teams, and then they come here to college, and sometimes that adjustment isn't always there, but Kate Fiola has been very steady in her time here at Hofstra, and you expect big things here in her senior campaign.
Well, Jackie Gaddy picks up the assist. Fiola, after 7 goals a year ago, has her first of the season. And the Pride have really had a balanced offense. 7 different goal scorers as they lead it 9-4.
And in NCAA lacrosse, of course, still far away before we start really getting into that conference slate. But, I mean, the CAA is so good and gets even better, obviously, with a team like Stony Brook, which is usually in the national ranks. But you got some really tough opponents. You got to be able to have good balanced scoring to beat the likes of many of these other teams like Towson's and Drexel's and whatnot. So you love to see that you're able to get a lot of different players that are able to score, so you can't just face guard the one the entire time.
As the draw is once again controlled by the Pride. An 11-5 edge in that category. It's Hepting working free. Nearly turns it over. That's a nice play to keep possession by Kendall Smith. Well, Gaddy is stood up, knocked over. And that'll be a yellow card on LIU.
Yeah, Gaddy tried to stop quickly to maybe cut to the right, and instead the stick went way too high. It did get her a little bit in the mouth. Looks to be okay after she tried to stop quickly. So second time the Pride are up 2 minutes, and last time they turned the ball over pretty early on, Kevin, and eventually led to the entire 2 minutes, it seemed like, or at least a minute 30 seconds of it on the other end of the field, player down for LIU.
So Hannah Canali called for the yellow card, and the Pride, with a 5-goal lead here, can extend it with a player up. Pass out in front, wide open, the first collegiate goal for Nikki Manella.
Family affair here at Hofstra. You love seeing when you have another sister join the team, especially when you get a chance to play with your older sister. Nikki Manella's had some good chances so far in this game and able to score your first collegiate goal. That usually is a little weight off your shoulders early on, and you know she's going to have a big impact in her time here for Shannon Smith.
Another assist for Katie Kelly. So Kelly with a 6-point day. Manella with the first of her collegiate career. And the Pride have a 6-goal lead. It is 10-4. And possession going to be awarded to Hofstra off the draw, so they'll get it right back. And they are in control here, Dan. And this meeting in the season opener last year was a low-scoring affair. An 8-5 win for the Pride over LIU. They've already topped that total and then some offensively, but still a lot of time left in this one. They've outshot LIU 21-9. Shots on goal in favor of the Pride, 12-7. Draw controls, 12-5. And LIU has committed 13 fouls, just 2 called on the Pride. It has been a much cleaner game for Hofstra, and they were trailing it by a goal. Pride continue to work it around. Out in front. Knocked away from Chloe Sedlar, who had a try there. Pride have it back, 40 on the shot clock. Nikki Manella. Top of the arc. Working inside. Now off to Taylor Manella. Knifing through the D. Manella. And that'll be a foul on Taylor Manella. And the Pride force another turnover off the ride, though they will be called for the foul. It was Kelly. A little bit too much contact there with Kelly Johnston of the Sharks. And LIU has it back. Pride have outscored LIU 9-3 since the start of the second quarter. Sharks have a couple of goals from Katz and one each from Gaffney and Fantagrossi. Under 4 to play in the quarter. They work it inside. Bounce shot saved by Smith. It was Alexa Nuzzi who worked her way into the teeth of the Hofstra D, and Smith was ready for it. Manella out in front. Jackie Gaddy has another, and the Pride strike again.
Well, it's the save, Kevin, that leads to the eventual goal. And one more time, Jess Smith making a good stop on the other end. Jackie Gaddy, end-to-end player. I mean, there's not many that can do it on both sides of the ball as well as her, and that's what you love to see. Someone who can make a good defensive stand on one end and still go the other way and find the back of the net, and that's why the lead is now 11-4.
Third point of the day for Taylor Manila. She set it up. And Jackie Gaddy has a pair of goals. They give the credit to the goal to Kerry Walzer. Looked to me, it was Jackie Gaddy, and she was the one who had her stick checked. And we will check on that here at the quarter break.
10.
But I believe that is Jackie Gaddy's goal. And off the draw here, it's going to be awarded to LIU.
We just got confirmation it is Jackie Gaddy. And the Hall of Famer, the GOAT, Cindy Lewis, just gave me a thumbs up and a smile. So if she says it's a goal from Jackie Gaddy, it's a goal from Jackie Gaddy.
Well, it is LIU with possession off the draw. As the Pride have scored 4 times here in the third quarter to extend the lead now to 11-4.
Kevin, it's remarkable when we think back to this first quarter, how tight this game was. Nearly every stat that we saw was exactly even, but the play almost seemed like it was in the advantage of LIU. Since the second quarter has not been that. Hofstra has been able to take over completely. Their offense has been working well. They've been able to get some stops on the defensive end, and their ride has been really good.
We tick under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. LIU has just 10 on the shot clock. Really have not been able to get much going here on the offensive end at all. Pride have played some good, solid defense. Down to 3, shot up top, and another for the Sharks. Right as the shot clock was about to expire. Believe that was Canali, who worked her way around the goal, and with about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, beating Jess Smith top corner, and LIU has a response.
When they've had the ball on the offensive end, I sound like a broken record here, Kevin, but they have looked good. I mean, they have players who can really dodge, get themselves to goal nicely, able to, provide some good chances of getting something towards the net. And it's what we see once again. Every one of their goals, it seems like, at least 4 of them, with the exception of that wicked step-down shot and the side armor. But so I guess 3 out of the 5 have been from good dodges and cuts.
Yep. So Canali picks up her first goal of the game and of the season. Second point. And LIU beating Jess Smith for the 5th time today in 9 shots on goal. .147 to play, third quarter. Pride in front, 11-5. And the Pride will have it here off the draw. Here's Walzer, top of the 8-meter arc. Manella out in front. Kelly all by herself to the bouncer, and Katie Kelly have a day. Her 7th point as the Pride's lead is back to 7.
Katie Kelly got hurt in fall ball a number of years ago, and that's what really kind of maybe slowed down what she could end up doing on the field. She's right back healthy. She's back to exactly what you would hope that she would end up being. Obviously, last year, strong depth player, 10 points, already 7 points here in game number 1, and she is going to be a force to be reckoned with all year long if she plays even half as good as she has been today. And be a real good addition to this team's attack.
Katie Kelly, 3 goals, 4 assists. Dan, you said it, just 3 points shy of her entire total from a year ago. What a morning turned afternoon it has been for the senior from Comac. Taylor Manella, by the way, picked up an assist on that goal. Her 4th point of the day. And hey, this Pride offense looking pretty good, Dan, in game number 1. Especially losing their leading scorer from a year ago in Katie Whalen. They look like a pretty well-oiled machine.
Yeah, you lost a good percentage of scorers from a year ago. I mean, when you lose that kind of score, you always wonder what's going to end up happening. Of course, last year the big question mark was what's Hofstra going to do without the likes of Alyssa Perella? What is Hofstra going to do, without the defensive efforts today from someone like Shannon Boyle, who's so good on a two-way game and able to transition? But what we're seeing from the offense this game is that once they get the ball moving and once they start to really get their dodges there and their cuts, you're starting to see a really effective team that moves the ball quickly, knows how to find the open player, and the ones who don't have the ball have been able to find good opportunities.
A yellow card called on Gina Toscano of LIU, so the Pride will go up by a player again for another 2 minutes.
And with just 45 seconds left, Kevin, in this third quarter, I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of took their time here. And we'll try and rush anything. Maybe see if you can get one good shot opportunity on.
Down to 30 seconds as it's turned over. Walzer's pass was intercepted. Reading the play nicely there for LIU was Ava Burns, who's triple-teamed. Trying to complete the clear. It's knocked out of bounds. LIU will keep it. 15 seconds on the clock.
Actually getting a green card, Hofstra is.
And it will be Katie Kelly. So we're back even for the next minute. And then there will be 27 seconds remaining on that LIU yellow card, but just 12 seconds to play in the quarter. See if the Sharks can get one last chance here. They work it ahead. Down to 3. Pass out in front. Will they get a shot off? They do just in time, but it sails wide. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. Well, another strong quarter for the Pride. After they score 6 in the second, they score 5 in the third, and they lead at 12-5 here as we head to the fourth from Schuert Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter here at Schuert Stadium. The Pride looking to start off the 2023 campaign with a win. They can do so if they can hold on to the 7-goal lead, 12-5 after 3 quarters of play. It was 1-1 after one. A slow start to this game, but the Pride outscoring LIU 6-2, Dan, in the second quarter, 5-2 there in the third, and they have been rolling really since the end of that first.
Yeah, slow start in that first, but you know what? It's February, what is it, the 11th? 12th, 11th, right? It's 11th? It's February 11th, and Am I right about that?
Yes, February 11th.
I'm so bad with dates. It's February 11th, and it's cold. It's the first game of the season, but things really have started to heat up. Out shooting 23-12. You're winning the save battle there too. Jess Smith with 4 stops. You're winning the draw controls now. The turnover number has cut down for Hofstra, which is something that they turned over the ball a few times in that first quarter, and we haven't seen it since. And they've been forcing turnovers. That's the difference. So even though they had some unforced turnovers, now they're getting the turnovers back and giving themselves possession.
So we are even in terms of player power here. For 46 seconds, there was a green card right at the end of the third on Katie Kelly for the Pride, and then a yellow card before that on LIU on Gina Toscano. And there's a little over a minute left on that. So we are even here to start with LIU possession. Eventually, it will be a Pride player advantage. A whistle here early in the quarter.
Yeah, just a possession clock, I believe. Yep, they're going to flip it to a full 90 in favor of the Sharks.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to take the time off the clock, knowing they will be a player down here in 5 seconds. As Hofstra now up a player for about 20. Back behind the cage, Canali. Luna Katz, as that LIU yellow card has now expired. Back to even all around with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Julia Traynor. I get it up top for Jen Gaffney. Force free, and the Pride caused the turnover. Racing it up ahead is Flannery. Converting on the clear. She'll get it out in front for Kerry Walzer. Turns and shoots the save. Rebound out in front. Battle for it, and LIU will have it. Good save there from Lily Bolello.
Oh, an excellent save by Bolello right off of the stick. After that forced turnover between Flattery and Gaddy on the good defensive ends, able to bring it up the field. Kind of shot it right at her instead of trying to pick the corner. But Hofstra gets the ball right back again. Once LIU has been able to move the ball, their transition game and their clear game has been an area of weakness in this contest. That's one of the big reasons why, Kevin, that they're trailing in this game, and especially from the second quarter on. Because their offense moves very well, but they need to work on that transition game to be able to bring the ball up the field effectively.
Pride setting things up here. Manella working left. Around for Coletti. Now Taylor Manella. Pass out in front. Kelly catches. Her shot saved. The rebound. They score. Lauren Coletti right there to scoop it up. Puts it home. And the Pride extend their lead out to 8.
Coletti, the senior, couple of goals in this game after scoring 11 last season. Hanging out right there on the doorstep. That's where she makes her money, right? Right on that left goal line. Can work either GLE right around the crease. We see Kelly obviously drawing so much of the attention. Got a good shot off. Still got the stop. But a rebound sitting right there for Coletti to be able to slot it home. And the lead is 13-5. How about the Pride here from the second quarter on? I don't know what Shannon Smith said after that first quarter timeout, but the team really woke up. And it's what you like to see if you're Hofstra in this first game of the year.
Well, Katie Kelly does not get a point on that one, but she did kind of create it because she was the one who took the shot that was saved by Bolello, and it was Coletti there to pick up the rebound and put it home.
So is that your petition to make it like hockey scoring, where if you touch it last?
Right. If this were hockey, then Katie Kelly would get an assist on that. She does not here in lacrosse. However, just showing how effective she has been in another play that she has been in on today with those 7 points and factoring in, I guess you could say, on that goal as well.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's just the attention that you start to draw when you have one player who can, or at least is hot in that game, obviously all season long too, but when you have that one player who's really on fire and you know you have to give that extra attention to, it's simple numbers, right? It's going to bring a defender over to them a little bit more. It's going to open somebody else up, and that's where you need your depth to really come through. We've also seen the depth today from Hofstra. I mean, you brought it up before, Kevin, about how so many different goal scorers there have been in this contest. You know, the multiple players have been able to net it home, and you look at it, you got Kelly with 3, Walzer with 2, but Manella, both Manellas, Viola, Gaddy all have a goal each. You like to see that on your score sheet if you're Shannon Smith, because you know you have other players you can go to when need be.
Well, LIU taking their time here, down by 8. Katz has 2 of the LIU 5 goals. Down to 20 on the shot clock. And working inside, getting knocked over there was Ava Taylor. And LIU will get it back here, and I believe their first free position shot of the game, believe it or not, Dan, taken all the way till almost midway through the fourth quarter for the first free position shot for the Sharks.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, they haven't had many chances there because when they have gotten inside of the 8-meter, they've either been able to get the shot off cleanly.
Taylor's shot goes wide. LIU will keep it. They work it back inside. Another shot. This one sails over the bar, and the Sharks win the race. Well, the official's going to have a discussion here. 10:28 on the clock in the fourth, 13-5, Pride on top.
Yeah, I think maybe the discussion here, Kevin, is potentially the possession or not. Did it touch Jess Smith? Obviously, if it does, it changes the timer. So I think that is what the 3 in the stripes are having a quick discussion with right now. Busy day, by the way, here at Hofstra. Men's lacrosse getting going at 2 o'clock. Tough matchup against Navy. It's their second game of the season, looking for their first win, but first home contest. Men's basketball is playing today at Monmouth. That's a 2 o'clock start. Women's basketball, how about Thursday?
Yeah, big
buzzer
win.
Beater. Top 10 on Sports Center. Brandy Thomas, Sorella Neza with a beautiful pass. Tied for the career high for her. I mean, things have just been crazy. This is one of the craziest times of year all around.
Yeah, all of college athletics.
Yeah, and all of college athletics. You know, wrestling has some big matches coming up this week. This is the toughest, I think. And baseball opens up. Baseball's going to Florida next week. I mean, lucky them for getting a tan, but they're going to Florida next week. They open up their season. So shout out to everyone in athletics who is obviously here in what you call crossover season. This is the craziest time of year, with the exception of maybe November, the start of the basketball season. This like 4 or 5 weeks is like the craziest time of the year between the end of basketball season and then leading eventually to lacrosse season.
Well, still a delay as the official is talking with Megan McNamara over on the LIU side. And Megan McNamara wants an explanation.
See, this is where I wish we had a nice ref mic. Where you need a good person who's a good, maybe producer or music person who can hook up a ref mic and get something on there. Yeah, they're just tossing it away, right? They didn't give the possession timer with that one, so you're just throwing it to the corner. So the Pride will get possession back here. That is
what that long delay ended up being. Dan, you were right about the shot clock and if that timer should have been reset or not. So Pride will have it back here, looking to convert on the clear. They are perfect there so far this afternoon. 14 of 14, make it 15 of 15 on clears. So Pride doing a real nice job in the transition game.
And Kevin, obviously with lacrosse, right, we always talk about goals are the big thing, of course, who scored more goals than the other team, but there's so many different aspects of the game. You hear coaches...
Pass out in front. Shot was deflected there, it looked like, from Coletti.
A good chance there by Coletti, cutting right across. Had a real nice opportunity, but kind of slung it across her body. But, you always hear from coaches talking about having to be good in all three aspects, three areas of the game.
LIU quickly back the other way in transition. Loose ball. And right into the stick of Jess Smith.
On the offensive end, the defensive end, and then, of course, right in the midfield. And that transition game is a huge, huge piece of it. Clearing the ball is a gigantic piece of this, and a big reason why Hofstra is ahead by what they are has been because of their transition game. Right on cue, of course, ends up being a turnover on a failed clear attempt, something that has not happened really much today. But Hofstra has always been very good at clears. It's been one of their strengths.
Kayla Robertson could not connect on the pass, as we're starting to see Shannon Smith get some of the reserves who haven't played yet in the game here with this 8-goal lead and 8.5 minutes left. And in the season opener, creates a good opportunity for her to get some of the reserve players in the game here, get them a chance to play early on in the year, and evaluate everybody as you start off the season and get ready for conference play, which, believe it or not, is not all that far away. Their first conference game will be March 18th, so a little more than a month from now, at William & Mary.
And the schedule this year, right, you're seeing some pretty good opponents overall, and I think one of the things that actually helps is that annual game that we have seen with Stony Brook, which is a non-conference game, now being a conference game, opens up another opportunity for you to see another non-conference team. So you get Vanderbilt next. You get to see Brown. You get Marist. You get Fairfield. You get West Point. I mean, you get these teams that not every year you're going to see. Wagner has been a consistent, but you're going to Southern California, and that's a tough one. Actually, I'm sorry, that's at home on March 12th. That's a tough one. I mean, that's a nationally ranked team. So, I mean, you're going to see some tough teams this year that need to get you ready for CAA play.
Pride going to keep possession here. Got under 30 on the shot clock. Nikki Manella, who scored her first collegiate goal in this game. Now Taylor Manella's pass off the mark. But a yellow card going to be given to LIU. As Manella got pushed over there from behind, it's Erin Harkins. So 90 seconds back on the shot clock, and the Pride will be a player up yet again.
And up by 8 and under 7 minutes to go. This is obviously a decision. Do you try and maybe get yourself to running time by scoring 2, or do you just work this clock for 2 minutes and bring it down to under 5 to go?
Also an opportunity to work here with the player up early on in the season. No reps are more valuable than live game reps, even in a game with a lopsided score like this one.
Yeah, you don't have the snow on the sideline. I mean, it was 60 degrees yesterday. It's a lot different than working through practice or even a scrimmage for that matter. Knowing when you have all the fans out here, coming out to James M. Stewart Stadium, best lacrosse facility in the entire country, in my opinion, but I'm biased.
Here's Manella inside. She gets bumped. And Taylor Manella going to have a free position chance. And Manella will pull it back out. Nikki Minella for Walzer. Minute 15 remaining on that yellow card. Minella bumped again.
And with a minute 3 here and on the player up, 30 seconds on the shot clock, I think there's no question Minella's shooting here.
Taylor Minella has a goal and 3 assists in the game. Working to her right. Good defense there in recovery from LIU. Gets it to her sister Nikki. The spin move, the shot up top, and she scores. A family affair here at Schuart Stadium. Second of the game for Nikki Minella.
Welcome to D1 Lacrosse, Nikki Minella. Oh my goodness, that was a thing of beauty. How many times do you think they practiced that in the backyard, both of them going one-on-one against the goal? Beautiful roll dodge. Complete control as she had it, tucks it in, and fires it past, bringing the lead up to 9.
Second goal of the game. Because she made that spin move, her sister Taylor does not get an assist on the play, though she did kind of set it up there. And Nikki Minella, good collegiate debut for her, a pair of goals here in this big Pride lead.
And if we see Nikki Minella do this in any other point of the year, I think you're going to see a lot of Minella to Minella on that score sheet.
And the sisters from Smithtown West High School.
Can we get a good goal call for that, though? The Thrilla and Minella? Not good enough.
We'll work on that one.
Yeah,
we'll work on that one. And Pride in front here by 9. 5:51 to play. And on their way to another season-opening win. Pride have won 4 of their last 6 season openers coming in, on their way to making it 5 out of 7. And they're 12-9 coming into today in season openers since joining the CAA. Here the pass intercepted by LIU. Racing up ahead is Julia Traynor.
Yeah, Sharks attackers and middies, they're so quick. They're good dodgers, they're quick. They just haven't had the ball enough in the last couple of quarters. But in terms of efficiency, that's 5 goals on 13 shots. And 5 on 9 on goal. I mean, you do like that efficiency.
Yellow card has expired. We're back even. Down to 30 on the shot clock for the Sharks. And I have to give a lot of credit, though, Dan. We haven't talked much about this Hofstra defense. That has done a nice job really keeping LIU to the outside today.
Yeah, that's kind of the style that they were playing anyway. They don't really like going in.
As a turnaround shot, and they score down low. Through the legs of Jess Smith. It was Canali, her second of the game.
Well, as I was just about to say, they don't really like working inside until you get that one-on-one dodge. And when they have been able to do it, they've done an excellent job of being able to get a step. As we just saw with that last goal, you get that one-on-one dodge, you're dodging east-west, you're able to get a little either roll dodge, a little face dodge, maybe even a split to cut back. But something quick so you can get a shot off where Smith is almost screened in a way because the ball's going to be coming out so quickly right there. But Hofstra has done a really good job of being able to keep them to the outside. That has been the style of offense that the Sharks like to play, but they've also been able to eliminate the opportunities for the cuts. That's where we have seen from the second and third quarter especially, is that they've taken away those cuts throughout the 8-meter.
So Canali with her second goal, third point of the game. And the Pride's lead back down to 8 here. They've outscored LIU 13-5 since the start of the second quarter. It was 1-1 after 1. as LIU controls it off the draw, and they're back to work on the offensive end.
Kevin, you were bringing up the defense before. I really like the game of Kendall Smith, 31 in white for Hofstra. I mean, this is a player who saw some starting time last year, saw a lot of minutes last year. But this year, we need to see her more as an anchor for this group. And then Megan Flannery, who's an absolutely awesome today, causing another turnover, as you just saw there.
Yeah, good job by Flannery reading the play there, getting in the passing lane and taking it away. As we get a timeout here with 3:03 to play, Hofstra in front by 8. We'll be back for the finish after this.
Transfer to Hofstra University for a dynamic college experience. Shape your own educational and career path by choosing from over 165 undergraduate programs in a variety of disciplines. Connect with the world through experiential learning, including internship opportunities in nearby Manhattan. Work in cutting-edge facilities and research labs. Attend a virtual transfer event to find out how you can be part of the Hofstra Pride.
Hofstra Hillel means to me family,
community, opportunities,
people,
a home away from home,
tradition, connections,
religion,
friendship.
For 75 years, Hofstra Hillel, the Center for Jewish Life on campus, has been serving the Hofstra community. Thousands of students of all backgrounds have participated in our weekly classes, travel programs, service projects, and holiday celebrations. Especially now, when students need us most, please support Hofstra Hillel. Go to hofstrahillel.org for more information.
In the next 30 seconds, a lot will happen at Hofstra. Small things, big things, weird things. The plan and the not so much. The whoa, the wow, the what? We know ideas have the power to change everything. That's why we work for them, reach for them, refine, and rebuild. Ideas are always evolving, and so are we. Hofstra University.
.303 to play here at Schuert Stadium. With the Pride leading it by 8 out of the timeout, looking to put the finishing touches on a season-opening win. Kerry Walzer races up ahead. That one lost. Race for it. And LIU back on it here, a little over 2 to play. Well, the Pride out shooting LIU 28-14. Shots on goal 19-10 in favor of Hofstra. Just over a minute and a half left now as LIU works it around the perimeter.
Well, Kevin, obviously a lot of players that you really can talk about that were standouts We talked about the defensive ends. Talked about Nikki Minella and her collegiate debut. Gaddy on a two-way game, but of course, I think the big name and your player of the game has to be Katie Kelly.
Without a doubt, as this shot over the top from LIU. Kelly, 3 goals, 4 assists. Again, just 3 points shy of her entire point total from last season. A super impressive season opener for her. She's got it here, completing the clear for the Pride. And really gives Hofstra another element to their offense. You know, with the returning players in Minella and Walzer. You know, the two-way play of Fiola and Jackie Gaddy, and now having a player like Kelly, if she can, of course, keep up this pace, makes that Hofstra offense very dangerous here in 2023.
You know, and many times when you do get hurt so early on in your career, it does take a setback. It does. It's something where you kind of lose that development too, but maybe you start getting a little down on yourself as well. But it's so important to bounce back, and that's what you're seeing here in her senior year. You knew the ability she had, and now 7 points and a 14-6 win for the Pride.
Yeah, the Pride cap off the season opener. What an impressive game for the Pride. After it was 1-1 after a quarter, the Pride score 6 in the second, 5 in the third. They pull away, and they win it, beating LIU 14-6. So Hofstra starts off the season with a bang, with a win. They'll be right back at it next Saturday at Vanderbilt. Good road test before coming back here to take on Brown at home a couple of Tuesdays from now, the 21st. They have 4 games in February conference play, again, starting on the 18th of March. But, Dan, this was a good way to start things off for the Pride. A 14-6 win led by the big game from Katie Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. You want to start, of course, on the winning side. Get it on that left side of the column. But I think it's more important considering how the game started to how it finished. You know, it wasn't the prettiest start for them by any means, but they stayed in that contest. And then you started to see what you can get from so many other players. You know, you're forcing the turnovers, you're getting on the ride, you're winning the draws, you're using the transition game nicely. That's all you want to see. So a lot of stuff that I think you look at positives going forward for this Pride team as the season continues on.
So the Pride win it 14-6, your final score, behind 7 points from Katie Kelly here in the season opener. Again, they are next in action on the road next Saturday at Vanderbilt. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. Next home game here at Schuert Stadium, a 2 o'clock start on Tuesday the 21st as the Pride will take on Brown. For Dan Savarino and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Dexter. Thanks so much for watching. Men against Navy coming up next, so stay tuned for that one. We'll be right back.